You've heard of a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving? So this is the Jewish version. Ben Zoma, Shimon ben Zoma, he would say, how much effort did Adam Harishon exert before he found or made bread to eat? He plowed and sowed and reaped and sheaved. Yes, that is a verb. He sheaved. Threshed, winnowed, separated, ground, sifted, kneaded, and baked, and only thereafter did he eat. I'll bet it was really yummy. But I wake up and find all of these things prepared for me either by Rawlings or by Rebecca. How much effort did Adam Harishon exert before he found a garment to wear? He sheared, laundered, combed, spun and wove, and only thereafter did he find a garment to wear. And yet I wake up and find all of these things prepared for me. Isn't it a wonderful thing on this Thanksgiving week to remind ourselves of how much energy and how much input goes into every single thing that we use, even though we find it ready to use, ready to wear, ready to eat, and then ready to forget about? Saadia Gaon gives us a really interesting understanding of his candidate for the greatest miracle in the entire Torah, and that is manna. The miracle of the manna is the most amazing of all miracles, food for 2 million people every day for 40 years. That is indeed a great miracle. But it's also the kind of thing, because it happens every day for 40 years, that it is entirely reasonable to become unconscious about the miraculous nature of its appearance. For many of those people in the desert, they were already born after Yetziat Mitzrayim, after they left Egypt, and so the only reality they knew was waking up and finding manna right outside their camp, ready to eat. What happens when they get to Israel, and as soon as they cross the border, the manna stops falling, and they realize how good they had it when they were still in the desert? Parents and grandparents, remind your children of that when they come back home for Thanksgiving break. The Yerushalmi, the Jerusalem Talmud, suggests that Moshe wrote a special blessing for the manna. But that opinion is far from unanimous. Here's what's unanimous, and we find this in the Babylonian Talmud. One is forbidden to derive benefit from anything in this world, because it belongs to God, without reciting a blessing beforehand. And anyone who derives benefit from this world without a blessing is guilty of embezzlement or misuse of consecrated property. Why isn't it unanimous that there was a blessing for the manna? Because the manna was not from this world. It was from the heavens. But anything from this world, there is absolute unanimity in our tradition that we need to express gratitude in order to enjoy. And if we don't, we are guilty of sacrilege. We are guilty of embezzling from God's world. So I invite you all to have a Thanksgiving meal and a Thanksgiving weekend and a Thanksgiving Shabbat where we wallow in the recognition of all that for which we are grateful and thankful, as I am to all of you at Adat Yeshurun. Kol Tuv.